Welcome to the third episode of Cheetah Tales. My name is Mary, and I'm the Director of Action for Cheetahs in Kenya.
My name is Adelaide Moturi, the Education and Outreach Coordinator for Action for Cheetahs in Kenya. Our Senior Scientist, Sarah Blake, will be on hand on Friday, May 22nd at 2 p.m. Pacific Time to answer any of the questions that may arise from this episode. It's not easy counting cheetahs. Over the last several decades, there have been numerous methods of surveying wildlife species to determine their population numbers, range, and distribution. Effective wildlife counts provide us with data that guides population management. Wide-ranging and shy predators like cheetah are especially difficult to monitor. Elephants have an even larger range than the cheetah, but because they are big animals that live in herds and leave big footprints on the ground, their presence in an area is known when surveys are conducted at regular intervals. Big animals are also easier to count using an aerial survey.
To survey predators is much more difficult. A variety of methods have been tested in monitoring predators. For example, monitoring of the prey base, counting predator tracks, camera trapping, and understanding predator range size and overlaps through collaring. ACK tested the use of these assessments in our Salama and Samburu study areas and found that while they could be used more reliable for hyena and jackal estimates, we needed to include interviews with people in the area in order to more accurately determine the presence of cheetahs. Between 2004 and 2007, ACK staff, in affiliation with the Kenya Wildlife Service and East African Wildlife Society, conducted the first national cheetah survey to understand the status of cheetahs throughout Kenya. We implemented goals developed in a global cheetah workshop held in Tanzania in 2003. Our rapid survey methods involved combining game counts, settlement mapping, vegetation surveys, and interview data to estimate the range of cheetahs. KWS occurrence books record predator presence based on conflict and mortality investigations. Those were also included in the national data. When placed on a map and combined, the data shows that cheetah were still present across nearly 80% of their historic range in Kenya.
From 2010 through 2019, ACK continued to improve methods for cheetah survey that could provide data using a short-term evaluation of an area. Rapid game and livestock counts and settlement mapping, interviews, and conflict data in KWS occurrence books also remained a part of the survey. But this time, we have added a new advanced tool. To aid us in searching for cheetahs we now employ scat detection dogs. These dogs are trained to find cheetah scat, which we then collect. We'll focus on our scat dogs and their training and field work in another episode of Cheetah Tales. Suffice it to say, they have been invaluable in helping us collect scats. We use hair, hormones, and DNA isolated from the scat to study prey selection, cheetah health, and genetics. We launched the second National Cheetah Survey in 2019 to improve conservation efforts and to support the regional and national strategic plan for the wild dogs and cheetahs. We hope to resume our fieldwork once all the COVID-19 tension is over and get a better idea of changes to the numbers of cheetah we have in Kenya.
ACK shares all of our data with the Kenya Wildlife Service to assist them with wildlife management and law enforcement. If certain areas of Kenya were to have a disease outbreak that wiped out the cheetahs, we need to know in which areas we might be able to re-establish populations. Where cheetah numbers are already getting critically low, and where connectivity has been cut off by development, we need to put in place measures that reduce the threats. We also partner with the Cheetah Conservation Fund to map the relatedness of cheetahs on a range-wide scale, using the genetics from the cheetah samples that are collected during the survey. Join us next week to learn more about how our dogs are trained and how they work in the field. I hope you're excited for this.